From the News Channel 5 Network, this is Inside Politics.
Hello, everyone. I'm News Channel 5's political analyst, Pat Nolan. Welcome to Inside Politics. For the last 7 weeks on this show, we've talked to those who would be Nashville's next mayor. This week, we want to talk to the person for one last time who has been Nashville's leader for the last 8 years. That would be, of course, Mayor Karl Dean. Mayor, thanks again for being on the show.
It's always good to be here. Thank you.
Let's begin the program with a story that just began to develop as we were sitting down here to do this conversation. It appears Nashville's new schools director will not be Dr. Mike Looney from Williamson County. He has decided to stay there and not come to Nashville to direct our schools. What is your reaction?
Well, I've met Dr. Looney, and obviously I've been impressed with his accomplishments in Williamson County, and I was impressed with the board's near unanimous support for him. I think it was 8-to-1 vote to hire him. So I mean, there's a little bit of disappointment, but you know, I think the board is a great opportunity to find the right director, and I certainly understand Dr. Looney's decision to want to stay in Williamson County, where he's worked so hard and he's got family there. But this is a good district for someone to come into. It's an attractive place, I think, and they should be able to find really a first-class person to do it.
Are you concerned that candidates may view it now as, well, what's wrong, since a quality, at least one of the top superintendents in the state says thanks but no thanks?
No, I think all those decisions like that, I think, are individual decisions. I think in his statement, which I read, I mean, he was very complimentary about Nashville. I mean, clearly he's had success in Williamson County. He's happy there. There are things he wants to do, so I wouldn't read too much into that. I think Nashville is a great city. I think it's a city that is certainly on the national stage, and I think it would be attractive to any educator who really wants to engage in moving a district forward. Tennessee has become sort of a hot state in terms of education reform, and Nashville is one of those cities that has benefited from that. So I think they're going to be able to find a good candidate if they take the time to do that. Should
the school board go back to the 2 remaining finalists, or open up the search and start over again?
Well, I'll leave that to them. I have publicly have stated that I think that the next mayor should be involved in the process, and you know, as we speak, we're a couple weeks away from election day, so I don't think there should be a sense of you need to hurry this thing. I think you need to get it right. And again, I think Nashville can attract the very best, and I think we should expect the very best.
Let's change to another subject. You've got about a month and a half left in office. Is
Right.
it beginning to sink in that you're not going to be doing this job? And I know how much you love doing it,
Right.
but you won't be doing it for a whole lot longer.
No, it definitely is sinking in, and I have loved it. It's been the great honor of my life to do it, and I've enjoyed it immensely. It's just a special place.
The time has flown by?
The time has flown by. I remember Greg Highnote, who is the deputy mayor, and I, when I asked him to take that position, we went for a walk and we're talking about it, and he said, you know, the time is just going to fly by. And that seems like yesterday that he told me that, and that was 8 years ago.
Does that leave you wistful, nostalgic, sad?
Oh, a little wistful, I think. I'm not sad. I think you look at the next step in your life and you think there's more to learn, more to do, hopefully more opportunities. But I'll just be forever grateful that I got to do this for 8 years. I have literally loved it, and I think the next mayor will love it too.
I don't want to start any controversies, but mayors in Nashville used to be able to serve 3 terms, 12 years. Do you wish you had another term?
Well, sure, I wish that was an option, but it's not. And you know, as I tell people, rules are rules, and I knew the rules going into it, and I'm going to follow the rules. When
political leaders come to the end of their term, there's always this talk about the word legacy.
Yeah.
And I can probably point to a building in town that people will say will be your legacy. But in your mind, what is your legacy to Nashville for the 8 years you've been mayor?
Well, I like to. I mean, I hope. I don't know. I'm a little uncomfortable talking about it. I don't know if that's for me to say. But if I had to look back on it and say where we came from when I first started and what we went through in my first term and to where we are now, it's been really interesting. It's almost like there were definitely 2 separate terms. You know, the first term, I get elected in 07. The country, unrelated to my election as mayor, goes into the deepest recessions it's known since the Great Depression. And that was really the overriding event that sort of controlled what happened in the first term. And then you had the flood of 2010 and working our way through that. But as we were working our way through the recession, making cuts in the government, holding the line on taxes, and then working for the recovery from the flood, we were moving forward. We were investing at the depths of the recession in the Music City Center, the convention center, which I think has turned out clearly to have been the right thing to do. We invested in our police department. We invested in our schools. And in the second term, you've seen a lot of those things that we worked on sort of come to fruition, and the city has just taken off. I mean, the second term has been pretty much watching the city just ascend onto the national level.
Was another one of those pivot points the May 2010 flood? It seems that since that point, Nashville has been more on the rise on a continuous basis. And as you talked about the other problems and difficulties Nashville and the rest of the country faced during the earlier years.
But, you know, the flood is interesting because certainly I would not want anybody to go through that again, and would not want myself or the city to have anything like that happen again. But Nashville's reaction to the flood was to volunteer, to help each other. The citizens stepped up and did what needed to be done, and the community rallied together. And so coming out of that experience, I think there was almost more confidence in ourselves than we had before it happened. Clearly it was an economic hit for the city. I mean, we lost millions and millions of dollars in tax revenue, and the private sector lost money too. But the city got back up on its feet, and so that was a great moment of pride, I think, in the city. I don't think that necessarily spurred us forward, but that could have been a type of setback for some cities that would have set you back 5-10 years, and it didn't do that to us.
Mayor Karl Dean is our guest on Inside Politics. Back to continue our conversation with him after this break.